Welcome to another Cyberpunk in the Car, talking about Cyberpunk Red and whatever we can in between. Hope you guys had a wonderful week. And I'm back at it again to do it again on the grind, grinding it, super grinding, and everything's doing great. Before we get deep into it, make sure you guys join that Discord community. The link will be in the description below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at JonJonTheWise. And make sure you guys go to my Patreon, patreon.com/JonJonTheWise, and the podcast Tabletop Cyberpunk as well.
No hay agua.
No hay agua?
No,
Oh,
este,
¿no trajeron agua?
no le dieron dinero a él. Dice.
Ah, déjame ir a comprar ahorita.
Pues no hay agua.
All right. So, I'm going to have to go get water for the boys. They're working in the sun today. So, hope you guys are having a wonderful week. It's good to see you all, and I'm excited. I had John Kovalevsky and Aaron Dill from Monster Fight Club on my show and on the podcast to talk about Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone, the miniature game, the miniature skirmish game is what it is. And it's exciting, man. It's a really fun looking game. They have some gameplay videos too up as well. The gameplay videos are super fun. I mean, it's just I can't wait for that game to come out. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Good to see you, Savosh, Mr. Savosh. It's funny that I could say your last name, but you can't say your first name. What's up, Chumba? But yeah, that skirmish game looks good. Twiggy, good to see you too. And I'm excited about it. It looks like it's a fun game that is easy to learn, easy to understand, but has enough complexity. And the fact that it's like 30 to 45-minute scenarios is even better because that means you could do like 2 3 games in a row and it doesn't feel like a chore. You could do like a whole campaign in 2 3 days, so that's fun. I have to dip in a bit for some calling hours for my great grandma. Some calling hours. I don't know what that means, but I hope she's doing all right. And that's all good. It might be a short one for us today, as I have other responsibilities, but that's life, isn't it? Yeah. Other than that, yeah, the interview you made with them was very cool, and the game looks really cool. Yeah, I agree. It looks very very good, and it's cool that there's gonna be different gangs and stuff. She passed away. Oh shit, I'm sorry, Twiggy. My condolences to you and your family. Um, Man, that's tough, dude. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, hope you're doing okay and hope your family's okay. It's okay. She was 95. That's good, man. I mean, she lived a long life. It's still sad to see someone go, but yeah, I get what you're saying. At least it doesn't feel like unfair. You know what I mean? But yeah, other than that, it's Combat Zone. I'm excited about that. Um, I've been preparing for my Patreon game coming up on Wednesday, which Twiggy is a part of. We'll have 2 new players, so that's fun. Episode 3 of How to Build an Epic Campaign will be up later on in this week. I think Wednesday, in a couple days, I'll have it up. And I want people to watch the Monster Fight Club video before I drop some new content. So I'll do that. And then on top of that, I got new stuff coming in the pipeline. You going to a little league game? I see that big Gatorade cooler behind you. No, man, construction work. We're out here in the sun sweating. So that that is very necessary. I'm hyped for Thursday. Just got to give you my journal for the past 2 sessions. It's actually on Wednesday, Twiggy. Remember? We're doing Wednesdays now from now on. So yeah, should be good. We'll have 2 new players. One's a rocker boy, one's a med tech. So it should be fun and it'll be interesting. And yeah, it should be all good to go. Let me know if I didn't catch that. Yeah, yeah, we're doing Wednesdays from now on because it seems like Wednesdays work for everybody, including me. It was a med tech is joining us. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what's going on. And a rocker boy. So it should be fun. I still have to work. I worked out how the rocker boy is going to be joining the party. I haven't worked out how the medtech's going to be joining the party because, bless his heart, he sent me an 8-page backstory. Which I gotta tell you, as much as I appreciate somebody going that deep into the lore and giving me some cool backstory, it's just a lot. It's a lot to read. It's too much as a game master. I want bullet points. Just give me bullet points, give me summaries, and one page. Tell me the gist of your character, and then I'll learn more about your character as time goes on. Didn't I give you a lot though? You didn't give me 8 pages though. I think yours was like 2 or 3, which I'd say is my maximum limit. But yeah, 8 pages of backstory to read for your character. As much as I appreciate it, it's a little too much for me to handle. So yeah, that's it. We got that going on. Um, Having a good time, having a blast. I actually scheduled my first Warhammer 40K game. I've never played in person, and I'm playing with an old buddy of mine from high school that I reconnected with. So that's I literally went to my FLGS and I was like, "Do you have May 16th open? I think 16th. It's a Sunday or something." And he's like, "Yeah, what is that in like 3 weeks or something?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, that's exactly what it is. I gotta schedule that far in advance, so it should be fun." Why isn't it showing? There we go. I've never seen a character with an 8-page backstory. Just that's just the story. Yeah, it's literally it was written in the style of a story as well, where it's like, characters talking to each other in a third person perspective. So it was written like a novel as well. So yeah, it should be fun. Ron Palermo says, "Hey John, used to play GURPS when I was younger and been getting back into tabletop RPGs with Cyberpunk Red. Been enjoying your content a lot. Thanks for putting it out." No problem, Ronnie. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. And I hope you're enjoying Cyberpunk Red. I'm also an old school gamer, not as old school as some. I never played GURPS. I think it's a really cool concept, but I have played Rifts, Symbiota's Rifts, and Cyberpunk 2020 was my first game, first tabletop RPG that I played back in the early 2000s. So that's my experiences from the early 2000s till now, which is like 20 years ago, but compared to like all the other OGs, it's not that much. Like I know people that have been playing for like 30, 40 years, so that's the good shit. The truck's going to be a tight squeeze on Wednesday. Yeah, you guys are going to be really loaded in that truck. I think you're going to have to try to find some other transportation or something. Somebody's got to pick up drive from the group. So yeah, that should be fun. Um, but yeah, other than that, I'm working on that. The Wise Guys is coming along. I paid somebody on Fiverr to make some like background stuff and over Twitch overlays, and they're pretty basic, man. I mean, I'm I'm happy with the result, but I looked at them and I was like, I feel like I could have done this. I don't know why I paid somebody, but I guess it's for the time consumption and stuff, and they do it more often than I do. So whatever, it's fine. But yeah, that happened. I got a cool trailer intro video that I'm gonna be working on for that. I have so many things that I want to do. Honestly, the Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone being a thing was like another thing to just come up in all the things that I want to do. Like I want to do so many things with Cyberpunk, and then this thing came out of nowhere. Oh, and I guess I should announce as well, James Hutt from Artel Saurian and I are going to be starting a show together. Um, and basically the 2 times that I did like the questions and stuff from the community, that kind of like sparked it where we're like, you know what? Jay hit me from Artel Saurian and he's like, you guys should just do a show together once a month, answering questions and stuff like that. And so I called James and we worked out the details. And basically, once a month, we're going to be recording, and it's going to be 50% questions from the community, and another 50% we're going to be showcasing things from Artel Saurian, like their DLCs, stuff coming up in the future. So you guys can expect once a month for James and I to actually be doing a show together. I don't have a name for the show. Maybe the mayor and the wise mayor. I don't know, something with the mayor. I want to try to get some artwork for that too. So I'm gonna have to hit up my artist for something like that, where James and I can be. It would be fun to have like a cartoony thing. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for the congratulations. I'm glad you guys are excited about it. That's the story. That's what's happening. James and I are going to be doing that together. So stay tuned for that. I wonder if I could stream in lower quality, because I looked at the playback, and the playback of my thing is like really choppy. There has to be a better way. The live on YouTube really blows. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. But other than that, yeah, I've been working through the Patreon topics as well, and those are definitely things that I'll be going through. But the sound is okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just using my phone. I don't have like any special equipment. I'm obviously out in the wild over here. So yeah, nothing special or interesting. Um, and yeah, Luke, I will be doing miniature painting as well. So you can expect that too. Hold on one second, my dudes. All right, I'm back, dudes. Yeah, just covering the camera because there's people over here that have not volunteered to be on live chat, so no need to put them on the internet. You know what I mean? Just basic human decency kind of things. So yeah, nice to see you there, Nihilus. Thank you. My palm is here for you. And yeah, YouTube streaming is meh. I don't know if Twitch would be better. Do you guys think I should just switch over to Twitch? The problem is that people that are following me on YouTube don't know when I'll be live on Twitch. So there really is no point in doing that. This is the main platform that I use. Also, I really hate Twitch. Like, I hate it with a passion. I hate everything about it. I think it's like a predatory platform. It feels like a pyramid scheme when you're a part of it, and it's like a cult. They make you feel like they care about you and they want you to succeed, but then they have no tools for you to succeed, and that it's really just designed for a small percentage of people to succeed, which is like a fraction of its group. ¿Qué pasó, papá?
Oh, si vas a tirar agua, lléname.
Sí, sí, ahorita voy a agarrar. Yeah. So that's the basic gist of it. It's really bad on multiple levels. Well, they are owned by Amazon. Well, even before they were owned by Amazon, they were terrible. What's up, Mr. Stids? They were like now. Actually, I think Amazon made it a better platform, gave them more tools and stuff like that. But it also, like, it exponentially fucked with the bad things that were, my words are not coming up. But I feel like they made things worse in other aspects too. Like the things that were bad about Twitch are even worse now. So there's like a small percentage of people that succeed, and there's a large percentage of people that do not. There's one way to succeed on Twitch, and that's not even guaranteed, and it is the full-time streamer. You literally have to stream for 4 to 6 hours, 6 hours basically, 6 hours a day, every day. Whatever day you don't stream is a day that you're gonna lose your audience. So 6 hours a day you have to stream which sucks all your life. And even after you do that for 2, 3 years, you're still not going to succeed because of stuff like that. But don't you like hot tub streamers and bikinis like doing yoga, John? Isn't that the prime gaming content you want? Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, I mean, look, good for those women making money. Fault them for that. I don't fault them for whatever they do. I have no ill will towards them. It's just a platform that pretty much the platform Twitch is all about like whatever succeeds, that's what we're going to that's what is important to us. Whatever makes us money. So those things make money and they're not really about gaming at all. They're not even really about live chatting. It's just literally pornography, like a version of it. And they make money from it, so they're like fine with it. So but it's pretty unethical, and scummy. But that's on Twitch's side. Like those girls are just making money. They should do whatever they can to make money. It's a harsh world out there, so good for them. So I think like people's hatred towards the bikini streamers or whatever you want to call it is really misguided. They should be hating on the platform, not on the hate the game, not the player. Don't hate the player, hate the game. That's what it is. Uh, who is your channel? Question: who's your channel music by? The stuff you also use in your games as well. That's all me, Nihilus. I make all the music. I used to be a DJ and producer back in the day, so I've always liked making music. I've always been musically inclined. I'm not the best musician. I'm not the best producer, but I know how to make some tunes. So all the music that you hear on my channel is from me. I've made all the music. I didn't know you speak Spanish, John. John, born and raised from Puerto Rico here. Oh shit, what's up, dude? Yeah, I learned Spanish working in this kind of work. I'm actually Armenian, so and my wife is Mexican. So I learned Spanish just like that, like working in the business and stuff like that. So yeah, based on your experience as an RPG player and game master, what do you think is the number one reason keeping tabletop RPG from hitting the mainstream? Is it the rules, app support, single player content? I think people just don't know what it is. They don't understand the concept of it, and when you explain it to them, it doesn't sound appealing. It sounds weird and unnatural, and doesn't seem like it would be fun. It also you're pretty much telling somebody like, hey, you got to put yourself in a vulnerable position where you're pretending to be somebody and act. And acting is something that is really like it puts you in a really vulnerable position because you could look like a fool, you could feel like an idiot, and all of us that play, we kind of have this like social agreement that we're like, we all look like idiots. So there's no point in pointing fingers and laughing at each other because we're all being silly. So we kind of like accept the fact that we're all being silly. And then once we do that, then you kind of like let go of those inhibitions of like, oh, this makes us look stupid. And then you actually just start to enjoy it. So that's why we like it. We like all those aspects of it. We've experienced it. But to get people to try it for the first time, it's really strange. But I have found that once they sit at the table and they give it a shot, that almost everybody has a good time and everybody has fun. So I think it's just that initial way of like trying to explain to people what tabletop RPGs are that they don't understand. You know what I mean? They're just like, I don't know what this is. It looks weird. It's strange. It's not like anything I know. Why don't we just play video games? You know what I mean? Isn't TTRPG kind of breaking into the mainstream though? Yeah, it is more, and I think that more people will be playing together since the pandemic is like kind of not coming to an end, but people are getting vaccinated and stuff, so people picked up new hobbies and they want to meet up together and play, so that might happen. It's the old stigma of it being nerds in a basement too. Yeah, it is super nerdy too. It's like the highest level of nerdosity. It's some of the highest levels. I just made up a word. But yeah, basically that's the situation. It's like the highest level of it's like, wait, there's no video game, like everything's in your imagination and it's pen and paper and dice. That's just like a whole other level that people are not used to. You know what I mean? I feel TTRPG is really doing well compared to 10 years ago. Things like Critical Role really push it to the front. I agree. D&D I feel is wildly popular. Yeah, it's like that's the Kleenex, you know. D&D is Kleenex, and Coke and Pepsi. It's not RC Cola and stuff like that. Everybody remembers it for that one thing. Dude, Nerds in a Basement is my favorite thing to do. 2077 helped with Cyberpunk. Yep. I wish it was just wasn't D&D wildly popular. Yeah, well, people just like it because of the fantasy aspects. You know what I mean? That's the best part about it. I'm gonna take you guys on a journey with me. By the way, we're gonna go get water. These poor guys need some water, and it's my responsibility to do that. So you guys are gonna go on a little journey with me. This is for the first time I'm ever doing this. For sure with LARPing. Oh my god, LARPing is definitely like another level, dude. See, like, I couldn't even do that. I couldn't do LARPing. It's too much for me. What's up, William? I usually put on a bit of a costume cheap suit for some emo rocker fit to sort of be the most absurd in an effort to make them feel more at ease. Yeah, you gotta definitely not take it seriously, even when you're taking it seriously. Honestly, the worst thing, in my opinion, is a gaming group that takes it far too seriously. You gotta have fun with it. Remember, like this is supposed to be fun. You trying to die back there, dude? I almost hit him. And when you take it far too serious, like there's moments that to take it seriously. That's for sure. Like we come. Yo, sorry, dude. But we should be good now. Hold on one sec. Let me just try to finagle this. I'm telling you, this is not a perfect. This is not perfect quality. All right. I'm living off a thread right now. Sorry, 25% chance. Had to look it up. It's all good. This guy's gonna let me through or what? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Jesus Christ, man, this place is definitely... You know what that reminds me? In my Cyberpunk games, I rarely ever explore weather. I mean, I've done the blood rain and stuff like that, but that's not really that interesting, in my opinion. I mean, it's cool for eyes on the road. I'm in traffic. You know what? I think I can move my thing a little bit this way, and it'll be in the... Here, hold on. Hold on, guys. I'll fix this. Oh, shit. I'm an idiot. Hold on. We're gaining more and more people every year in the world because new people get into it, and it's not Delamain, John. Be careful. Dude, guys, relax, everybody. It's gonna be okay, I promise. I'm literally in bumper to bumper traffic, so I don't think anything's gonna happen. But yeah, the advent of tabletop gaming, we're getting more and more people every year. Cyberpunk is a niche game. It would be cool if we got like millions and millions of players, and our communities were in the millions. I think we do. I think it would be safe to say that maybe we have 1 million people playing Cyberpunk. Who knows? I mean, it was one of the best sellers on DriveThruRPG for weeks. So that means there's people that buy the game, read the book, play the game, but they never go on Discord, they never go on Facebook groups, or they don't follow me on YouTube. They don't really care about doing any of this shit. We're just like the obsessed ones, you know what I mean? We're obsessed with the game, and we want to know everything about it. And this is what we do when we're into something. I do the same thing for Warhammer. I do the same thing for, music production, whatever. If I'm obsessed with something, the first thing I do is go to YouTube and see if there's a YouTube creator about it, or I go and I look at a Reddit, I look at the subreddit, I look for a Discord community, whatever. But there's other people that just play and they don't give a shit about any of that other stuff. You know what I mean? A small amount of fandom are ever part of an online community. Exactly, yeah. Under 10% of a fandom is ever part of a community. So that's, yeah, that's interesting. So if, let's say, so our Discord has 2,000 people in it. I believe the official Artel Saurian might be a little bit more, like 3,000 or something like that. I have 3,000 subscribers. So let's say, like, total, because there is going to be overlap. Let's say there's 10,000 people total in the Cyberpunk Red community. If you take all of them individually, uniquely, and like line them up, well, let's just say it's 10,000 people. So 10% of that is 100,000 people. If 100,000 people are playing it, that's way below a million. So I don't know the exact numbers, but yeah, 100,000 people is not a lot compared to Dungeons and Dragons, which I think is in the millions, right? I think, can we all agree it's in the millions of people playing, maybe 1 million? I was shocked to learn that Warhammer 40K isn't as isn't as big as I thought it was. I thought it was like one of the biggest things out there, but really that's another like niche. Not, I mean, it's all relative, right? What I mean is like compared to like people that play World of Warcraft, compared to 13 mil. Jesus Christ, I had no idea. That's insane. But think about the amount of people that play World of Warcraft, or the amount of people that play Call of Duty, or the amount of people that play frisbee golf. I'm sure those numbers are way bigger than anybody that plays Warhammer or Cyberpunk, which was a shock to me. I thought that there was a way larger audience. But yeah, like we said, it's normal. It's normal shit. It's normal for it to be that way. Wizard said they sold over 10 million 5e core rulebooks. Jesus Christ. That's a lot. 10 million. I'm trying to think, because how many people play the game without buying the book, though? There's a lot, right? Like, I know that I've played with a bunch of people in Cyberpunk that have never bought the book, but they were interested in it and they wanted to try it out before they bought the book, or they never got the digital copy. And so there is a bunch of people that play the game that have not purchased it. And then also there's piracy, of course, so it's hard to tell with the piracy. But yeah, maybe it's, you guys think it's safe to say 100,000 people? I think that's safe to say. I'm about to walk into this store, by the way, so I'm gonna put you guys in mute, and I'm gonna put the phone in my pocket, so it's gonna be darkness all around you. But don't worry, it's only momentarily, it's only temporarily. I'm here, I will hold you, I won't let anything happen to you, and I will keep the tides of the warp at bay while I get water and ice for the boys. I'd say over 1 million play red. Really? You think so? If it's 10% of the community, I don't know. It's hard to tell, right? I'm gonna rob this place. All right, putting you guys on mute real quick. Yeah, I don't think it's that high either. Let me put you guys on mute and I'll be right back. All right. That wasn't so bad, right? I think my phone's gonna get warm at this angle right here. Well, whatever. We're gonna leave right now. I definitely gotta park somewhere where there isn't sun just glaring on us. That's some pocket sand. Time to lobby some coins. Yo, what's up, Jimmy? Good to see you. Darkness imprisoned me. Yeah, I wonder how many people are playing Cyberpunk, to be honest with you. And I wonder if it's ever gonna grow. You know, obviously the we've reached the peak, right? The peak of the community. I feel like we've reached it already with Cyberpunk 2077 coming out, and then Cyberpunk Red coming out after. Or was it before? I believe it came out before, right? I don't know. It's hard to remember. But that definitely, there was like a peak. The core rulebook came out. People got excited. The first 2 months after release, my channel blew up. Relatively blew up, right? I'm not talking about like millions of followers. I'm just talking about comparatively to how it used to be. So, will we get more than that? Who knows? But you know, I don't really care if there's going to be more or anything like that. I'm not trying to be a big time YouTuber or anything like that. I know that that seems short-sighted or whatever, but I've always been doing this for fun. So once it stops being fun, I'm through. You guys can bank on that. I've said it a million times. All right, sorry. Just didn't want to dox the company I'm working with. Alrighty. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. A surge, if you will. As a music producer, what were your thoughts on the soundtrack for 2077? They're very good. I love the music in 2077. It was a good choice. I'm glad that they didn't go completely in the dubstep direction. Like, look, dubstep and that shit is fun and interesting. And wham, wham, bam, bam, bam. I get it. You know, that totally makes sense in the cyberpunk world. But it's not all synthwave. Like, you know, people still own violins and pianos and guitars, you know? So, and then there's always going to be that movement where people want to hear acoustic music. If you get inundated with the same kind of synthesizers all the time, it's going to drive you crazy. And you're going to be like, all right, I'm tired of this shit. Give me some like real music, a live band. So I feel like, you know, what's red cool. So in the cyberpunk universe, for it to only be like all synthetic or synthwave synthesized music is not very accurate in my opinion. But the soundtrack was great. I really liked the Cyberpunk 2077 soundtrack. But yeah, like I said, it might have focused a little bit too much on the synthwave synthesized music. I'm late. How do you feel about the Triad and Cyberpunk? What are they up to? The same thing that any other gang is up to. They're just looking for control. They want to expand their influence in the area, money, survival, all the same things that any other corporation does. They probably are. I mean, in the lore, they're not a big part of it, which maybe is just because of how things used to be. With back in the day, how they really thought Japan was going to be a big superpower or something. So yeah, maybe that's the case. But other than that, I mean, here, because the sun is beating me up. But yeah, what are the Triad up to? Whatever you think. In my game, they're in Plano, Texas. I believe Plano. There's a part in near Dallas that has a giant Chinese American population. Yo, sorry, my phone's getting warm again. All right, Twiggy, see you later, man. Good to see you. Sad cello plays. Yeah, what Jeff? Nice to see you. Vancouver has a big Asian community too. Yeah, it sure does. All right. I'm gonna take you guys with me on my journey. New York got nuked. Traditionally, lore, the more accurate, in my opinion. Yeah, it's really up to you what you want to do with it. What's up, Punk Generator? Good to see you. Hope your channel's doing well. Yeah, so it's really up to you how you want to do it, you know? There's no right answer because there's nothing. There is nothing currently. But what I like to do is I like to take existing stuff and inspiration and let that guide my my decisions. So, you know, stuff about the triad, Russian mafia, Italian mafia, all those things are pretty much like a blueprint for how you can do it in your game. So, if you guys want to know the actual lore in Night City, the Italian mob was in charge of everything basically. And that's why there's a part in Night City called Little Italy. And they pretty much ran Night City for quite some time until the corporations came in. I believe Richard Knight died, and that was like a catalyst for things to happen. And the corporations came in, and they were like, "Oh no, we're the ones who knock. So we cannot have another organization here ruling the city that we're trying to take control of." So they pretty much squashed the Italian mafia. And that's why they are mortal enemies of the mafia in Night City. And if there's anything that the mafia hates more than rats and snitches, it's corporations. Knight was murdered by mafia, I believe. Yeah, I think that's what happened. So basically, the city council realized that like the writing's on the wall. If we let these mafias control, then we're gonna if we let these mafias run amok, then we're gonna lose control. And then in came the corporations with like, hey, we'll help you out. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm back. Pretty sure New York City is a radioactive wasteland. Yeah, so is LA. LA is pretty fucked too, for the same reason. All right, guys. Sorry about today's live chat. It got hijacked by responsibilities. Let me just get back into the fold here. All right, there we go. When was the city nuked, and what would they try and do to replace it or recover the stuff lost? No, there's nothing to do. You can't recover it. It's a radioactive wasteland unless you want to grow another foot or an arm. You can't really live there. It's a hot zone, as they call it. But I mean, besides that fact, LA is pretty much the same thing, and people just live somewhere else. You know what I mean? San Diego. Did what happened to San Diego? Was it oh geez, here comes somebody wanting to fucking talk to me. Hold on 1 second. No, never mind. They're just being weird. They don't want to talk to me. All right. Not like Cherry 2000. Yeah, I don't know what happened to San Diego. Did they get eaten up by did they get flooded? Is that what happened? I'm not exactly sure. I know LA's completely fucked. It's a radioactive wasteland as well. You can't walk around in LA without wearing a gas mask or something. I think they're or a filtered mask, something like that. It's really bad. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Uh, but you know what, man? They leave it really vague, even in the core in the what are they called? The source books. Even in the source books, like Home of the Brave, they keep things really really vague because they want you to decide what to do with it. So it's always up to you. Gotta go. One last question. How do you do betrayals? Betrayals from who? From player to player? From trusted NPC to player? It just all depends. So it depends what you want to do. I think parts of California sank with a 9.0 earthquake. Ah, makes sense. That makes sense. As far as betrayal goes, from player to player, I try to avoid it because it just causes way more problems. I get we live in a cyberpunk world, and betraying people around you and worrying only about yourself and protecting yourself and your own assets and your own agenda makes sense, but it doesn't make sense in when you are playing with your friends. Betraying your buddies at the game table is just going to lead to player conflict. It's going to leave a bad taste in everybody's mouth. And unless you have a group that is, prepared and willing to have that kind of gameplay and thinks it's funny and fun and doesn't take it personally, it's going to be really difficult to do that. So I'd say betrayal at the table is an advanced subject. It's an advanced thing to happen that I would even avoid. New York City was hit in 1993, killed 15,000. Doesn't say how much was used or if it was on ground, underground, which would make it radioactive longer than a mid-air explosion. Killed 15,000. 15,000 is not that much compared to how many people in New York City, by the way. New York City was hit in 19. How much was used or if it. Yeah, so I guess the fallout is what makes New York City impossible to live in. It's nice to intertwine players so much at character generation that is hard to betray. Yeah, I like doing that too. I basically throughout my campaign, I always make sure that my players are allied with each other. They don't have to be best friends. They the I always call it a coworker relationship. The people that you work with are not always going to be your friend. You're not always going to be friendly with them. You actually might even hate them because they're annoying. But when it comes to getting the job done, you guys all have like an expectation of each other that we'll put our differences aside and be professional and get this shit done. And I say like that's the minimum that my players should have with each other. They might not like each other, they might not trust each other completely, but when it comes to getting the job done and watching each other's back, that's more important. You know what I mean? So, but I do like it if they are actually allied more. You know what I mean? Between global warming, the fourth war, and nukes, a lot of major city centers around the world are completely fucked. The largest safe center is Tokyo because Arasaka basically militarized the entire place. Yeah, that makes sense. Radioactive fallout kills way more than the initial blast. Yep, that also makes sense. When it comes to radioactivity for bombs, it doesn't last long. For power plants, it lasts longer because of the amount of material. Did some research on it for how long Night City would be radioactive. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Then toss in the orbital bombardments. A lot of the big U.S. cities were ruined. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of them are ruined. A lot of them are destroyed. Infrastructure is all messed up, and that's why nomads became such a powerful force in Cyberpunk Red. These are a group of people, organizations of people that have completely given up on the possibility that the government is going to bail them out, is going to help them, is going to protect them, and they've given up on any kind of social order in that sense. They're just relying on themselves, relying on each other, and relying on whatever skills they have for survival. And so when the world collapsed again after the fourth corporate war, then they were not surprised about it at all. And they were like, oh, now you guys need our help? Sure. This is our fee. And that's where the Amber Oasis, my homebrew setting, came along. Why Chernobyl has been contaminated for so long compared to Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Yeah, that does make sense as well. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, other than that, that's it. Life is Life is fleeting, especially in the Cyberpunk Red universe. Got to be careful with that. Things change, people change, organizations change, and right now the nomads are on top, the corporations are on the bottom. We know that in 2077 the corporations make a rise again and they come back, which of course they're like cockroaches, they never die. They just change faces. But do the nomads stay the same? I don't know. In 2077, it didn't seem like the nomads were all that powerful. They just seemed like another faction. The Aldecaldos are just another group. You know, they're just like a gang, basically. They didn't seem too powerful or anything like that. They didn't seem like they were making waves or changing things. So maybe they were a bad example. But in Cyberpunk Red, they kind of give you this idea that nomads are basically marching at the beat of their own drum and changing things and making things their own. You know what I mean? Only it wasn't meant to be about corpse. Yeah, exactly. Hold on 1 second. Yes, sir. No, it's okay. What's up?
Are you the manager here?
Yes.
Oh, my name's Gil.
Sure.
Nice
John.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What's your name?
John.
John.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done a lot of roofing, but I just wanted to make sure. I know the gal talked to you about that chimney on the left, right there on the flat area.
Yeah, they told us about it.
That one's gone.
Yeah.
I didn't know if she.
Yeah,
She's
they
not
let us
from a
know.
construction background, sometimes they don't understand, right?
She has experience because one of the pipes went through her kitchen, though. So.
Yeah, oh, did she?
Yeah. So she knows.
Yeah, because they don't have a chimney there anymore. They're little fake fireplaces. Anyway. Okay.
God, leave me alone, dude. The fuck, old people. Anyway, in 2077, I feel they're they're still big. They're just not focused on in the game. Yeah, that was weird to me. If they focused on nomads doing menial labor, it would be boring. Yeah, but I mean, it seems like the nomads are much more like of a big thing in Red, and in 2077 I didn't see that translate, so that was a little bit weird to me. I don't know why, but maybe we'll see in the future. The group you interact with is just a splinter family, not part of the main group. Oh, I didn't know that. So the Aldecaldos is the main nomad family, and these guys are just like a small part of that. Well, I didn't even get that vibe either. I didn't get the vibe that they answer to somebody or anything like that. I don't know. Who knows, dude? Who the hell knows? All I know is I'm very excited about the fact that nomads are more powerful and the corporations are screwed. I've yet to have an exec in my game. It would be really fun to try that out and explore those ideas. But yeah, it's just that's a very advanced role, though. That's the thing. Oh, that's your theory. Ah, okay. Yeah, no, I don't know. I never got that vibe. I just got the vibe that they're a nomad group. See, this is the thing. This is the vibe that I got from 2077, all right? The developers grew up playing 2020. That was one of their favorite RPGs in Poland. So they wanted to make a game like Cyberpunk 2020. But they didn't want to use the same lore. They wanted to make their own lore. They wanted to advance the lore and make things their own way, which is fine. That's understandable. I get it. But they didn't want to diverge from what they remember Cyberpunk being. Cyberpunk 2077 and Cyberpunk 2020 are basically the same world. There's just an advancement in technology, but there's nothing different. Cyberpunk Red and 2020 are a completely different world. Everything is different. So I think what happened is the developers just wanted to remake 2020 in their own way. And what that ended up doing was kind of not messing with the lore in Red, but it just seemed like it was inconsistent. You know what I mean? It seemed like with the way the lore goes from 2020 to Red to 2077, it's like Red is a speed bump. And 2020, the status quo is such. And then Red came and totally shifted things. And then 2077, we go back to the way things were. Arasaka's back. Militech is stronger. All the corporations are back. We're back to the corporate ruled world. And in Red, it's kind of like more up in the air. You don't know, depending on where you are and how you live. There's different factions that rule over you. So yeah, no meds are super powerful. Look how many bullets I can take and not die. Yeah. So basically, that's it. Um, that's the thing that really bummed me out about 2077. The other thing that bummed me out about 2077 is the fact that you were rewarded for murdering every single booster gang on site, which is pretty nuts if you think about it. Why would you want to go to war with the Maelstrom, the Tiger Claws, the Valentinos, the Arasaka, Militech, and whatever other fact? Why would you want to go to war with all of them? Are you crazy, dude? That's like a death sentence. I don't care how powerful you are. That is a death sentence. So the game rewarding you for just going around murdering every bad guy in Night City was pretty nuts, dude. And it actually let you know that you can't fuck with the police, which I actually like that. Like no matter what, the cops were gonna get you, except when you just hide behind a trash can. You know the type of people who never get angry? Nomads. Ha! Nice. Well done. Well done. That's good. Why you nomad, bro? But yeah, basically, that was my only big gripe. Made one of some of my only gripes with Cyberpunk 2077. It was also way too easy, dude. Way too easy. I get I wasn't playing on a harder difficulty, but still, you know what I mean. I was playing on normal difficulty, and by the end of the game, I was like, the hacking was just insane, dude. Insane. Like I could literally kill 10 people at distance without them ever seeing me. So it's nuts. Not being able to join a faction at all sucks the immersion out. Yeah, not being able to join a faction, or I would go and like murder every Tiger Claw on site, right? I would murder them all, every single one. Then I got a mission where like I had to work with them. And when I'm hanging out with them and interacting with them, they didn't react as if I just killed everybody that they know. You know what I mean? I was never like really an enemy of any of the gangs. I was just going around killing them and no one ever there was no consequences to that. I never got a phone call from a friend saying like, dude, these tiger claws came into my restaurant and they said they were looking for you. They burned the restaurant to the ground. What did you do? What did you do, man? Never. None of that stuff happened, and it was kind of a bummer. It just felt like a video game, which is it is what it is. But it would have been nice to be able to do that stuff. All right, Punk Generator. See you later, man. Good luck with your channel. It's easy on hard difficulty once you're over 20th level. Yeah, no, I'm at the point where I have all the legendary net running thing going on, so like everything dies like literally on site. I just look at them and they die. I'm gonna do another playthrough, and I think I'll do like a more traditional shooty playthrough. But even with my netrunner, his like he would blast everybody off in the game, like blast everybody. So I didn't even spec for him to be like good with guns and stuff, and he was already good with guns. I love to play one of my execs in one of your campaigns. That would be cool, man. Doña Trece Cuervo. Doña Trece Cuervo. Is that like some kind of tequila? But yeah, it would be fun to have an exec in my game. Join the Patreon if you want to join our games. You have to realize there's only so much you can do in a video game, and that's where the TTRPG takes over. Yeah, but I mean, other RPGs did a better job of like making sure factions don't like you or like you depending on your actions. Fallout 3 and in the Fallout universe, I mean, if you make enemies with a certain faction, it wasn't 100%. It was kind of buggy at times too, but basically, if you made enemies with a faction, they would kill you on sight because of the stuff that you did in your past, and you wouldn't be able to work with them. That some quests would not be available to you because you're enemies with this faction. Uh, a perfect example is that one place where it's like a bandit city. They have like slaves and a fighting pen. I forgot what it was called. Prim? Was it Prim? I think it's in New Vegas. I forgot exactly what it is. But basically, you can't go in there unless you have a reputation of being a bad person. So, yeah, even Skyrim had faction stuff. So, yeah, that's the thing. Like, other video games have done it in the past. maybe that's something that they wanted to work on with 2077, but it just never really, they didn't have enough time. The game was rushed, blah blah blah, all the excuses. But yeah, that was one of my major gripes about the game, is that 2077 aspired to be more than what their dev team could ever deliver in the amount of time they had. Yeah, like Star Citizen. No, not that dev did anything wrong, but the amount of features they could have done was massive. Yeah, exactly. I think that's what it is. The game was not ready. They had a lot of things they want to do. Will it be a better game in the future? Yeah, I mean, it has to be. There's only one way to go, and it's up when you're all the way down at where they are. But it's gonna be a slow grog up to that level. You know what I mean? Uh, I'm gonna be playing every DLC. I'm gonna be playing everything that has to do with the game. They dropped the multiplayer aspect, which really blows. But to be honest with you, if they were gonna make like a multiplayer deathmatch, I have no interest in that. I have no interest in a cyberpunk deathmatch game at all. I don't give a shit about anything like that, or a battle royale, or whatever ideas they had. I would have rather had some kind of like PvP scenario kind of gameplay or something different. Multiplayer is still on its way, just a side development. Oh, okay, interesting. Each iteration will get better, just like Fallout, GTA, and Witcher. Exactly, it'll just get better over time, just like Borderlands as well. All these games, they get better over time. I want story co-op to be popular again. Yeah, man, it would be fun if I could run around Night City with my buddies and do missions or invent missions. It would also be cool if I could integrate Cyberpunk Red into Cyberpunk 2077, and where we can, for the first time, like we have all these virtual tabletops, right? It would be cool if I could, as a game master, actually craft an adventure within that video game and my party goes and plays it. You know what I mean? That's something that I've seen people try to do in the past. I believe there was one from Sword Coast, where like a D&D one where you could do something like that, but it wasn't like 100% good. There was another one, I forgot, I think Dungeon Land. It was a small indie game that was like a shitty version of that. Yo, Nihilus, thanks for the 10 buckaroos. Love you, buddy. Have a good one. Thank you so much. Yo, what's up, Chris? Good to see you, man. Thank you for joining us, dude. Patreon going strong, baby. But yeah, I appreciate the support. Thank you, Nihilus. I really appreciate you. Have a wonderful day, dude. Thanks for the 10 bucks. But yeah, basically, it would be cool if we could have something like that. You know what I mean? Later, Smiley. Have a good one, man. Good luck with everything. I hope you have a wonderful day, dude. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for stopping by. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about Cyberpunk, let me know. We can talk about anything you want. If you have questions about the skirmish game, let me know as well. Baldur's Gate 3 and Divinity Original Sin 2 allow you to make your own maps and missions and everything, even entire campaigns. Yeah. Divinity Sin 2 has that thing going on that I checked out. I didn't know Baldur's Gate 3 also has it. That's fucking sick. Just saw something about transhumanism recently. I don't know. Yeah, that I was actually really interested in the Divinity Original Sin one. I saw it. It looked pretty interesting. I didn't like BG3, so slow. Really? Fuck, that's a bummer, dude. But yeah, that would be really cool to be able to do that. They said transhumanism is software writing the new hardware. It's hard to. What is the definition of transhumanism? If somebody could enlighten me, does that mean you take a human and you change them into something different, like it evolves or something like that, or what's the idea? I have Divinity 2 and it's great paced. Yeah, Divinity 2 is fun, but it's definitely one of those games that it seems like it would be more fun with your friends. Its mind existing after the meat fails. Well, Baldur's Gate 3 is still technically in development, so when it fully releases, it'll have it. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. It's tough, man. Thursday the 6th. All right, my dudes. It's been a crazy chat today. We kind of all over the place. I've been running around. You guys saw me do some driving. Um, it's not a clean one. I'm sorry. I try to do these because I love connecting with you guys, but it's not ever going to be clean. You know what I mean? Also encompasses defeating the limits of humanity. Ah, interesting. Yeah, no, I just went to the store to get some water for the boys, so I did it, and now I'm back here. But yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna end it right here. Work is calling. I have so many things I need to do, but I really wanted to talk to you guys. Expect a video coming up soon. Wednesday or Thursday, I might be dropping the new campaign builder episode. Then on top of that, we'll look out for my show with James Hutt, our new show together. That's gonna be fun too. All right. Thank you, Nico. No problem. I appreciate all of you guys. I really appreciate everybody's support and love and kind words and positivity. You guys keep me going. I seriously really, really appreciate you guys. And I love connecting with you guys. So, yeah, let's see what happens in the future. Have a good one. Take care, guys. We'll see you on the next one. All right. Bye.